Good morning to everybody, first of all. Second of all, I want to go ahead and give people a little bit of logic and reality to hold on to throughout this time of crisis, okay? We know Governor Newsom here in California is shutting businesses down. We know a lot of people are frustrated, understandably. I'm not a business owner, okay? I don't have any welfare from the government. I don't have any sane or sober family or nothing. I got access to clean tap water, homie. I got the use of my eyes and my appendages, and I'm grateful for that. But regardless of not being a business owner, okay, I view things from an other individual's perspective. I ask myself, how would I feel if my financial livelihood was at stake due to businesses closing, okay? Due to the decisions the governor's making based on the virus, right? It'd be very easy, just like most people, for me to feel extremely aggravated and enraged at the governor for shutting my business down. But check this out. We're being distracted. We're being brainwashed, homie. We're not placing the blame or the responsibility where it truly belongs. Now, the elitist people in power, regardless of whether it's the left or the right, I've already covered this. The left hands out vast resources via welfare. Zero accountability. Children and animals are abused and neglected because addiction is perpetuated and fueled this way. When you reward people for sinister atrocities and terrible behavior, homie, their detrimental thought process and disposition, their addictions, when you reward people for that, you perpetuate addiction. Children and animals will further be abused and neglected. The left is poisoning the people by handing out vast resources with zero accountability. The right wing is poisoning our planet, destroying it for means of profit, forcing us to be reliant upon fossil fuel technology we've already evolved past, just so they can maintain their revenue, forcing us to despise one another based upon ethnicity, homie, financial background, claiming to be entitled to land stolen via rape and genocide. So you got the left poisoning the people, you got the right poisoning the planet. Both political parties actively destroying our world. That's why people get so caught up with the end result or byproduct instead of identifying the root cause or placing the responsibility where it belongs. Now, check this out. Congress already tried to give $2,000 to people. The Senate shot it down. You got elitists in power that don't like the idea of we the masses being allotted resources and money. So even in a time of pandemic or crisis, they can't stand it. They have more. That's what they exist for. The idea of us having a little something. It drives them up a fucking tree, homie. You gotta understand, these are people that encourage us to idolize blood diamonds, the designer clothes made via child slaves, and that's how they maintain a lot of their revenue. Those are also tactical weaponized they're weaponized tactics utilized by the elite to maintain their positions of wealth and power. So not only do they make their revenue by murdering children and destroying our planet, okay, but they utilize that and brainwash us into glorifying that in order to further maintain their positions. That's what we're dealing with. Instead of giving $2,000 out to everybody that's in a need, homie, of finances during this pandemic, their livelihood, their businesses are at stake. Check this out. They don't give you jack shit, homie. A one, maybe 2 times stimulus package of $1,200, while a bunch of welfare recipients receive over $1,000 a month and they're smoking meth. They've been doing this for years. They're going to continue doing it. There's a reason why the elite are okay with meth addicts and everybody getting a bunch of free welfare money without zero drug testing or breathalyzing, knowing that it perpetuates the abuse and neglect of children alongside animals. But they're not okay with allotting individuals $2,000 a month for a closed segment of time to help their fellow mankind throughout a pandemic or crisis, to allow people to survive regardless of their businesses being closed. We know this is dangerous. I mean, people are dying, fool. It's not a fictitious illusion, but you got to understand that the blame is not being placed where it belongs. We're being brainwashed. We're being distracted. The elitists in power, they're being glorified and idolized, when in reality, they're to blame. They print money. They print money. I'm going to say it again. One more time for you. They print money. You don't think they could hand you a couple of grand a month? They already tried to pass it, guys. Pay attention. I've already spoken on how the left and the right are equally responsible for the destruction of mankind's society and our planet. Right? So no more blind allegiance. Okay? There's pros and cons to everything. Now, the left, regardless of poisoning the people with vast resources and zero accountability, rewarding terrible behavior and perpetuating addiction, abuse and neglect, right? They tried to pass that $2,000 a month. Congress tried to pass it. Now, the Senate, I'm not an expert when it comes to politics. From what I know, the Senate's majority comprised of Republicans or conservatives. The Congress is majority comprised of the leftists, right? And, there's pros and cons to each side, but you got to understand that when a decision is made to keep the masses deprived of a small crumb of finances, $2,000, not 20 grand a month. They're not giving you $2 million off the bat or whatever. It's $2,000 a month. Come on. Are you serious, fool? They print money. Look at all the billions in revenue that was hidden in the stimulus package. You guys don't even pay attention. I'm not saying those of you that are loyal to the movement, homie, we're seeing eye to eye. We put our minds together. We're on the same page. Man, I got love and appreciation more than words can relay. But when it comes to the masses, they don't see reality for what it is because they're literally being distracted and brainwashed by people in power in order for the elitists to maintain their positions of wealth and power. You got to understand it's an agenda, it's a design. That's why we're so caught up on the byproduct, the end result. Business is shutting down, but we're not even identifying a root cause. Well, why aren't they financially compensating us? They're printing money. Why are welfare individuals and recipients smoking meth and getting their free money, but business owners don't get a damn thing? And wait a minute, you see what I'm saying? Instead of going, why is the governor shutting our business down? Why are the elitists murdering us? Why are they limiting us? Why are they sabotaging us? Why do they get billions in revenue passed through their stimulus packages for their multi-billion dollar corporations, Fortune 500 companies, when they've already been allotted trust funds? Don't you understand? That's by design. They want us to think that we are more of a threat to one another than the elite are regarding mankind as a whole. This is crazy, bro. They maintain their positions of wealth and power via murder, via lies, illusions, addiction. There's a reason why 85% of our populace are strung out on alcohol, Xanax, dope, antidepressants. People are popping Seroquel and Trazodone, hardcore psych meds just to sleep at night. Soccer moms, they step foot, there ain't no bullets whizzing by their skull. They're not in a war-torn lower-class region in the hood. Bruh, they can't even sleep at night. It's because regardless of whether we're from the hood, the middle class, or the upper class, this society it's not fulfilling, it's not sustainable because it's been designed around the elite maintaining their positions. It's not designed based upon unity and progression and solution and fulfillment and purpose. That's what people are missing. We have the life applicable blueprint on our channel. We have the irrefutable solution, not only regarding the misery, the depression, the anxiety, and addiction of the masses, but also the destruction of our planet. We have the foolproof solution. Unity, sustainability, logic, deductive reasoning. We have it, bro. It's not something I can just relay in a few minutes. This is something that, it's a movement, bruh. And if we make even the minor alterations to our dispositions, our thought processes, what we perceive to be entitlements, or rational or justifiable, that's when we start to lead by example. That's when we start to differentiate. That's when we start to identify the trap for what it is. And that's the first step necessary in dismantling that trap. But if we keep feeding into this and we keep perpetuating and fueling our addictions and false entitlements, we can't evolve past them because we feel powerless to do so. That's an illusion, for you possess internally what you require to deal with almost any life obstacle. Regardless if it's confidence, a release or relief, from anxiety, peace of mind, comfort, satisfaction, fulfillment, drive, ambition. That is internal, bro. We don't need to pound alcohol. We don't need to pop Xanax. We don't need to snort dope, slam dope. We don't need that bullshit. That's what society encourages us to rely upon. That's why the doctor hands a soccer mom with her nice Range Rover and a good home and financial foundation. All she would have to do is think about more than her own impulses and desires and comfort. But they're trapped in their own selfish existence. Just like people in the middle class, the hood, upper class. This applies to everyone in our society because society is the trap. The elite designed our society as a trap. Don't you understand? The doctor hands you Xanax and Seroquel and Trazodone and Adderall, synthetic meth. Are you kidding me? When people go to their doctor and say, hey, I feel like something's missing inside, or hey, I feel like a little bit of an anxiety or guilt or shame is trying to tell me something, Maybe I'm not living right, or maybe something is missing. No, the doctor says, nothing's missing. You're just in a world that doesn't give you as much as you deserve. You deserve to feel good and satisfied all the time because we're God. And then he hands you a bottle of Xanax. That's what these doctors are basically doing. They're convincing people that life revolves around our satisfaction and our comfort, homie, as if we are gods. That's crazy. When are we going to be grown men and women who earn our right to be on this planet? Who evolve past the anxiety and depression? Who are true role models for the young developing mindsets and animals around us? Real shit. This is crazy. I can't believe it. At some point, I accepted that it wasn't my right to drink, homie. It wasn't my right to do dope. It wasn't my right to take pills if the planet's being destroyed and evil people in the power rely upon millions of individuals all holding on to the false entitlements, staying trapped in their addictions. That's how the elitists maintain their power, and they're eventually going to destroy our planet. Their way of life is not fulfilling or sustainable, but they can't evolve out of it. They've designed our society to pull us down into the flames with them. That's what they live for. They exist for the sinister life aspects, but we can reach a young developing mindset around the elitists. Maybe it's a kid, a niece, a nephew, a brother, whoever, but a mindset that hasn't fully formed yet, that is around the elite, and we can reach them with our movement, and we can make them aware of the paramount life aspects that you can't substitute for. Fulfillment, a solution-based purpose, genuine confidence, peace of mind. You can't replicate that. They are sabotaging themselves and the masses of those paramount life aspects, and they're destroying the planet in the process. Our movement's going to stop that, homie. Or I'm going to be riddled with hydroshock bullets trying. Real shit. Everybody stay disciplined, homie. Reflect on what matters most, and don't let anything drag you down, homie. Real shit. We have the use of our appendages. We have our eyesight. We have our health and freedom. And regardless of what this circus of a society encourages, we can be grateful for that.